Afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's good. Thank you for more reviews that I've been receiving, all that shit. I said that I was gonna move into the black shit. This is gonna be a short video on fighting, physical violence. One thing with black people that I've never understood is that it seems like in order to resolve an issue, when it comes to black people, they're the first ones to be physically violent. They want to escalate the situation physically. This is in general, you know, men are more violent and all that shit. In school, when you're growing up, yes, there is a culture in which people try to modify your behavior, or like bullying occurs. So in order to, in terms of fighting to defend your life or to defend to prevent bodily harm, that is a culture in general that I think should be changing with younger people. And I think that since as human beings, we're endowed with this intelligence. One of the biggest problems is how we seem to try and reinforce some of the primitive things that have always led to things being really negative. Civilizations being created, all of these things, a form of bartering system was used to counter the traditional approach of, we don't like you, we want to change what you got, we want something you don't have, we run in and we take your shit, we hit it. Like, we are endowed with this intelligence, with some more of these traits that other species don't have. And the culture, the active mental process of reinforcing a culture where people resolve an issue by fighting each other, that's really fucking done to me getting older. I don't really care that it happens in other countries. I don't care that it happens in tribes and shit. I don't care, because the reality is we're above this. Like, we don't need to go through these things anymore. More specifically, I want to point out, I want to give the argument that it's actually counterproductive to many black people. And I want to say in an instance and this is in relation to racism. Many times, if there's an outright racist attack from a white person, black people are the first ones, instead of speaking it out, like you shit on them with your words like I can, they think that like fighting them or punching them is like something that they rather do. So like, how many times as a black person or in the black community have you heard this? Like, this nigga called me a nigga, so I beat his ass. Like, why? What other situation would you see people do this? You have a problem with shit, grown adults, and the first thing y'all are gonna do to try and stop that or stop the person from doing it is fighting? Come on. And when I say that it leads to the worst results is, when shit like that happens and people fight, then that's an escalation in terms of physical contact. And what does that lead to? Niggas getting shot, niggas getting killed. A white man can call you the N-word, you punch him in the face, but that wording that he used, he never put his hands on you, right? He never put his hands on you. So you thinking that you can gain utility out of that situation by fighting, by using physical force to change it, while it is therapeutic for you, the reality is we want to change that idea that is the best thing that you should do, that'll give you utility. So instead of responding to a racist person that calls you a nigger, like, have a witty joke, right? Say something else back, right? Because at the end of the day, if they end up calling you a nigger, or you have a problem with another black person and there's no need for physical violence, and you're like, damn, I'ma see you. You want to say that? What that leads to is eventually somebody gonna get hurt. Somebody is gonna get hurt. One thing that I never got online is, and the reason why I want to focus on black people is because as black people get older, there's still like a culture where like they're willing to do this. Let's say you're in a work environment and you're in a discussion, or you're in a heated, and there's a conflict between you and some person, and the person's white. It may be some racist shit they said or something. I know in many environments, people are like, yo, I'm gonna beat his ass. If he was outside, I'd beat his ass, blah, blah, blah. Like, I can understand that. But if you look at the repercussions of you slapping them in the face or punching them or beating their ass, yeah, it was therapeutic for you. You kind of shut him up. But what else happened? Many times, They call the police on you. This is some form of assault, some battery. Like, think about the other negative consequences that can come when it's not using your intellect or your words to resolve an issue, as opposed to using your hands to hurt people. Even though this is more specific to the Black community about using your words to resolve issues and realizing how many problems in the world are gone about because people are not willing to not use physical force and just speak, people in general need to do this, because the reality is, like I said, in general, there are white people when they're young growing up, and one of the ways that they kind of fuck with kids is they bully the kids by beating them up, right? Defend yourself. We're not monkeys. We're not primitive anymore. We're not Neanderthals. Why do us as a species still have to fight people? And now goes to the next thing. If you look at poverty, if you look at like the gang culture and gang culture in the Black community, if you look at it, it always, what's the main reason why niggas got beef? If you know about shit in the hood, poverty, why do niggas die? It's because they fight. You know that. Ain't no like we got a problem. It's fuck you, fuck your gang. Oh, I don't like you saying fuck my gang. Why can't we have a discussion and figure out why it's fuck your gang? Nah, fuck you. We finna kill you. We finna run on your block. This is a behavior that we have, and type of this gang culture, when you actually see how Black people are portrayed as a people, how we're portrayed, it is based off of this. This is why you have people, hey, look at their culture, look at their music, right? It's always violent and all this. And at the end of the day, you just contribute to a cultural negative from a society perspective of trying to resolve issues with your hands instead of your words first. And when it comes into Black people trying to move through the world, what is one of the ideas? Oh, you speak a little bit more, you're aggressive. But what is that? That's based off of a microaggression that they have, based off stereotypes that they see of Black people in the hood constantly. When you get more aggressive, you'll hurt them. Now, that is still a problem with that person to even believe that is a thing, because many white people, even if they're not quote unquote racist, many of their micro behaviors are due to racist beliefs that they're not aware of, you know. Holland's razor. But as a whole, you have, when it comes to hip hop and rap, one of the things that you have happening is rap is we kill each other for no reason, and then Black people don't even, and then other races don't want to help us. You know, rest in peace King Von, rest in peace Mo 3, rest in peace Pop Smoke, rest in peace Nick Blicky, rest in peace, I don't know how many rappers done died. But isn't that based off the same shit? You niggas having problems with beef, you niggas writing poems about each other, niggas having a problem with each other, and instead of speaking it out, they want to fight, and it leads to somebody getting shot. That needs to stop. Us as a people, we need to do better with that. That is bizarre. I don't even know why we still do that. That shouldn't be a thing for us in the 21st century. Why are we still doing these things? And it doesn't make you a bitch. As you become older, you know, you realize that like using your words to resolve an issue yields way better results. You're respected better. Whenever you don't escalate it and that white person ends up wanting to put their hands on you and you beat their ass, you're better in self-defense, right? Because you're not the aggressor. When they use their words, they baited you into punching them, but they're not going to jail for cursing at you, for calling you a nigger or any of these things. Nah, they're not going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail because you escalated it. In the grand scheme of things, being able to use your words is actually it's one of the strongest weapons you have. And when it comes to combating white supremacy, when it comes to combating problems in our community, a culture, Black people need to start reinforcing a culture of not doing the fighting shit. That shit's not cool. That shit don't make you, that shit's not cool. And if anybody would ever think that shit's cool, that shit's not cool. It's not. It should be used as the ultimate worst case scenario. And a lot of scenarios that niggas are in right now, a lot of these things can be changed. That shit don't got nothing to do with them fighting it out to resolve an issue. That's just stupid. So that was my segment on physical violence in the Black community. Believing that physical violence is necessary to resolve an issue. We gotta do better. Because if we don't do better, nobody else is gonna give a fuck. And obviously you see right now, they're using what I'm talking about against us to try and argue that we don't give a fuck about each other. The nuance, all that is irrelevant. I don't care the poverty, that's irrelevant, because when it comes to poor people, when it comes to white people, you don't see them doing this. For some reason, as a culture for black people, we constantly try to go about the idea of resolving an issue with our hands, and it's not necessary, or hurting. And well, actually, I changed that, because it's not niggas fighting no more. Niggas just shoot. Niggas just shoot. Where would King Von be if these niggas had just spoke it out? Where would they be? If any of these rappers who constantly talk about killing niggas, if they actually swap that information into talking about some more conscious shit, a lot of these rappers, and then be saying rest in peace, nigga, what do your songs do? Niggas like Meek Mill, niggas like all these niggas, fuck your ops, we on you, we drilling, blah blah blah. One of my earlier videos, I said, if we can end the trap shit if you're telling me that rap really motivates people to still use their hands, beat niggas up, that shit can go. I'm over that. I don't think that you can not have trap music without niggas fighting and shooting, because the reality is they're talking about their lives. They're actually like reinforcing each other. You gotta change. We gotta do better. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you all. GG.